me no e kase de obepie mu e wo Ghana ha na eye na Nigeria for ye nuanom alata for bako eduokron yensa me 93 ena sabre de immigration for ensa aso omu emu na ni nyina no abusia ekosi se nanu ada ya kasa e de afa cyber crime and cyber bullying e wo krodue mu hanum se enu ena chese me ne wo kase meka ne se the immigration officer e wo Ghana hanum se no wo nso abo ho modern pa akoye nhwehwemu etabrisa Nigeria for eduokron yensa me on your screens or see 93 Nigerians arrested for internet fraud, immigration offenses. Inti echiremu sa 93 Nigerians we mu no boni a wo mo di ene se ekọ internet sa frauding ni ade a wo mo wo krodue mu hanum se dia na enu nti ene ya chi wo mo so makobo mo ho adwa ewo baabi ewo nkran pumpuni mantem we mu ene ya chi wo na sa nipa 93 we mu emu 91 mema ena mienu eka ho ma ena ya chi wo mo na chi a ya chi wo no utimu se wo makope mantwea baabi ewo the Traco estate ena wo mo hye honom ena chese ensemmone akese ena wo mu die ewo krodue mu ha yakwakoche wo mo na they are one say victims bako 73 ene ka ho a wo munyina Nigeria for asabi wo makofa wo mo afise Nigeria o se den ene wo mo de wo mo aba ebe hye wo mo se wo mo nso enye sa fraud ebi ena sa break police for etimi edi akire ama wo mo nsa so wo mu a abusia se say 73 ne de ade a ye de wo mo akọ back to Nigeria na 93 no ade omo akotwere aban kukumu a omo ye nhwehwemu ede afa wo mo ensem no eho na ever way into screens ne so emfama wa na chese ni nyina highlight police for nanyama a wo mo ye ne kwaefa so eche wo mo enti wo hwe screens ne so a way every the Ghana Immigration Service for eho na eba or say to all media houses Ghana Immigration rescues 73 from abuse in major anti-fraud operation. Or say the Ghana Immigration Service has arrested 93 Nigerian nationals, comprising 91 males and 2 females, for alleged involvement in internet fraud and immigration-related breaches. Inti echema Ghana Immigration Service for akwachi Nigeria for eduokron yensa te de mekan no emu eduokron baako 91 no mema ena emu mienu ma na yechemu internet fraud ne de omo bom homode ena omo mu bi won so akwanye omo fa so a wo mo edibewura Ghana man mu hanum sei no enso etia emra or say the intelligence-led operation led by Deputy Superintendent of Immigration Newman Ekufo from the National Operations of the Ghana Immigration Service targeted 6 houses within the Traco estate, successfully rescuing 73 victims who had endured severe torture and abuse at the hands of the suspect. In Tiechema, Deputy Superintendent our immigration nano Yera Newman Ekufo wono ene di sa operation we nim na efie bako ensia what the Traco estate honom and wo mu di akire koye nhwehwemu a wo mu kopie emrante no eso a ene mmaba mienu eka ho no eso ena enipa eduoson miensa me 73 ena wo mu nso sebe wo mu akobo adwa ewo operation ya enipa 93 no wo mo ya hye wo mo a ye de wo makosisi wo se wo mo nso nye den enkoye sa internet fraud no ebi na oba se a o say items confiscated during the operation included counterfeit US dollars, fake gold bars, 82 laptops, 57 mobile phones, 17 television sets, among other household appliances being used to support the activities. Enti omukopie omoso no eniema bia wo nsa eso mu ewo ho no dollars fake and fake dollars eno muko huye afi omu hu gold bars ne nso fake na ese gold a yanane no ayaye ni ne ba form no mko hu bi wo ho fake laptops bako eduowatwe mienu meche 82 na afi nso mobile phones eduonum miensa meche 57 eduonum nso 57 na edumiensa eye television TV a yehwe ibia ni nyina eguwo ene eniema ekeka ho asebe ubowura obi fia ubehu ewo ho ne de na chese ni nyina bi ewo biaye a Nigeria for we ewo. Now yet was also saying investigations by the Ghana Immigration Service revealed that some suspects entered Ghana via unapproved routes, while others overstayed their 90-day visa-free entry. Further probes continue at GIS National Headquarters, and 73 rescued victims have been repatriated to Nigeria. Inti echemwa enipa we mu a sebe wo mo def trako dime 6 no mkohwe mu ebi mo no ma wo mo amfa kwan paso wo mo amfa amra kwan so enra Ghana ha kwan bone so no mo fa ye di ra Ghana ha ena ebi mo ho nso a wo mo di visa na ba na mo visa no ma wo mo enna bako 90 wo mo de betena krodue ma na ebi mo 90 days na pa ho ena wo mo da so ete hanum se ntisafo ni nyina yade a wo mo ewo immigration nsem wo mo ye nhwehwemu dia for mo nsem ho na mom victims no enipa wo mo chi wo mo ano wo mo hye wo mo so wo mo nya internet fraud ni de yade wo mo akwakopie mu ewo Nigeria. Or say the Comptroller General of Immigration urges all foreign nationals to comply by Ghanaian laws. The Human Trafficking Act 2005 Act 694 prohibits recruiting, transporting and harboring individuals through false fraud or abuse for exploitation. Into muchema opani a woda immigration anu ni chema na se wo ye hoho na wo baga na ha wo so utimi diga na mra no so na wo ne se obefa kwan bone so ana ebefa obi aba krodue mu hanom sei eno na nchen odi nipa no befa car efri oman foforo so da bedu ha wachi nesie na wa hye no so onye fraud na wasan so atete no aye na yaka de etiamra ewo krodue mu na ye chewa eno mo chiro no penalty includes 5 to 20 years imprisonment, life for child victims, and aggravating factors plus fine. Into omuchema ye chewo dia na chese when kodem kra no na enye beye afe enum edeko eduonu 5 to 20 years there obekwa akotwa ewo prison. Was additionally under the Immigration Act 2000 Act 573, entering via unapproved routes and overstaying visas is criminal. Convicted offenders face summary conviction, fine in 3 months to 2 years imprisonment. Enti echiremo se yechiwo se over the kwan bone so na afa akweti kwan so na ubepie mu ewo Ghana hanum se dia de oho elma o ene se yechiwa yebebo okwa adu nso eda se yebetwa bo ama wetwia ana so betimi akodemu free bosome miensa edikosi afi mienu entem ne de ubetwa ewo Ghana hanum se na chese ni nyina ekowiewie se ayesa emrantie Nigeria for eduokron miensa ya yache wo mu ide wo mu duduo na ne de na so mo antwakra ye di wo mo asem no mo antwakra de a na chese se de edika ka 5 years de obetwa because fraud wa masa ache nkofo na mu de omo asie e na afen so mo mu ni visa no se we san be ka ho ma omo de a ebi betimi atwa be 7 years upwards ewo Ghana krodue mu asese amanfo echemu se immigration no wo mo nyire omo ho pa esanse Nigeria foi wo mo age wo man no aboso a wo mo aye de wo mo akasa wo mo pe ewo krodue mu mutimi efri mu krom eba Ghana hanum sei esan kra enipa edi fri mu am krom honom san ba eba be chi wo mo ehye wo mo ema wo mo ye eniema a ensem fata eniema wo kasa wo mo empent wo hwe squeeze so a we immigration officers a wo mo ekoye operation no wo mo enfo ne twetwe gu emranti a se be ya chi wo mo ehye wo mo no utimi se laptop ni de sisi wo mo animu a ye hye wo mo chenchina chen se munya den munya fraud ebinumo ena ejina ho no nipa 93 na ye chi wo mo no omumu bi ena sebe wo mo ejina ho na che se otimi se at this point no Nigeria foi wo mo eye bi pa e wo krodwem ha na anu ya na ye kochi binumu e wo eye tuba na wo mo hye ho no mo ankasa e de wo mo pe print fake dollars na fake dollars na wo mo print ye na busia asanso ho a ebinom nso ehyehyehye corners a wo mo nso illegal stuff trafficking na I mean ultimu say nipa 73 years say yes say assigned omo echo back to Nigeria no one omo free omo dada omo come you get work to do. Yes, there are a lot of work in Ghana. Omo ba ni achi omo ahye dem near the laptop esi omo anim na afi omo dem nkofo wia nkofo ewo internet ne so asabe immigration fon so abo omo homodin ebo awura efie bako ensia ewo Deftraco estate ewo enkran pompuni mantemu hanum se ya womo atimi achi womo abusia ede womo ekọ asabe de emra no ene womo bedi ne se de se ye hwe release ye ba ye dia na from all angles no some can spend like between 5 to 20 years because of a year and niema we ya womo eye Ghana krodue mu hanum say ebi che say Nigerians must go because abre no bonne nipa bonne fo sem a womo di no krom hanum say no adoso dodo is a whole land. And then achi Nigeria for womo ye say no ye ma womo nko mu krom na ye ntwa so ebi kra chem say Nigeria for suban team ena free border awon kan say yenye free border ewo Africa no womo enfo aso because ye jai Nigeria for adom be okrum hanum say no enya de a ye betimi asua but you know no abasobode akọ de ama the Ghana Immigration Service for a good work done with this Nigerians. Almost say illegal immigrants for okrum hanina no I will see yetimi ema womo ekọ back to their countries abusia no any ensemo a esi say about Nigeria for wo krodwe mu hanum say afei yemfri Nigeria for ensem way so na yenko ensem foforo so a nyanyina yenim say one of there have been a lot of issues NDC amanyoko no eba power na say before meba power no kra no mani edi a chire kind courtesy Tim Oral and no more ebo modern pa say they can and they will reset the Ghana we are living in. It's and say corruption bribery no yado. So one of the issues na edi akotene ewo mu pa no NSS scandal about ghost names ekopie mu ewo NSS sebe ye chire mu a din ahodo ebro be de wo ho na ye de ahye ne mu a ye twa sa ghost names emi nkolai mu toddlers ni ade na mama gifty or worry mensam wono na the deputy director ma the National Service Authority during NPP amanyuko no ye nyina nim se ono nso eka nkofo a ye di na sem efa NSS scandal we ehum me no ka say ensem ne de aye back and forth pa ewo court enya sem keto say ne lawyers for anase ne lawyer wogine mu ama na ye lawyer Gary ni mako mafo sabre wababe kasa a woche mu se wo mo epese high court edi mami gift your worry asem no wo mo suspension eto case no eso. And I'm sure a lot of people will be wondering why I will can no. Yeah, can na say wo mo pese wo mo chemu say ensem no etia constitution yedi ensem no enti with that no wo mo entimi emma asem ne enkoso abra wo mo di case bi akodan court of appeal. Now you fa we into screens ne so emma now wo sha ne ensem a wo mo pese wo mo ken nyina NSA mami gifty or worry na sem no ye di no ensem no at some point no judge nia na wote asem no so no eka say mami gifty or worry emfa ne witnesses onfo omudin ene omo address ene ade emra na eno ena omo nso echemu say ye hye emra mu a enwo say at this point of the case no case kwa yen sha yendu baby ano and won say mama gifty ye can say ne witnesses ebeto embontin so say because emra no emma ho kwan sa ena lawyer ni ana oti asem no so no wo bo asem no egu ye na justice Audrey Kokuvi te ena wo bo asem ni eden egu ye asem na obogu ye ne se wo jitu mu enye ye chinchina wo say gift your worry ebe file edema ne witnesses with their names and addresses ena omo nso chese mra no ema wo kwan sa nti omo de kodan court of appeal enti asem na omo de akodan court of appeal no omo twen ama court of appeal ede emuaye aba say okay etiamra say we be file witnesses at this stage into montwain and I say e was say we filing eno na eye mama gift your worry eye ne lawyer lawyer Gary ni makomafo ebeka say court of appeal enyam fam wayem ba ye dia ene also omo twentwen the main issue na e high court Justice Audrey Kokuvi eti so no mo twentwen so na justice no so ogi tumu enye den enye ye enti sabre de omo de omo ka kosi nyina ne say e wo say asem na ye die e wo high court no ye twentwen so until say ye beka ne say a court of appeal so e de emo emu aye about wo mo application and say wo niem wo de kodan wo mo no wo mo so be ye enho emu aye enti de akoba eno ne nyina mu no ikofo echiremu a we kwan bi a gift your worry and then the lawyers a person who found na asem ni eye prolong na say ye be wi asem no na NDC free power na say NDC wo power na say say a whole lot has happened Mahama in 4 years no abewie but people are saying say there is no way it was the same way it's me etwegu sa keke emani eye now yes Saka report about this whole issue ye be ko na yakwakotie emu details with regards to this whole issue ye ba abusuan ye be do nsem ni musuko na ya cheche mu di amamu
and cast that high court and say Emma no ye fini e national service authority and ne so Emma Ghana eboka 38 million Ghana fine of part to Ghana board I can say ordering for over 9,000 in she cast so say omo ye national service for brand na sanko no for the work on nature omo ye nsaman for say sanko for yi atoto enioma na so we free enioma enti loan a ye di chechi asaka na sa loan ni na no esan say ye ni nkofo bi sa o matoto enioma ni ntino na sa etika ni na e ko libutu na ye na baba begina aka high court senior ndi kan ye na November ni mu e ya fi etwe mu November e na otimwafo odi na asem Justice Audrey Kokuvi esi na ye say na dance kwa obefren on fungu class aso na on fam record na sa atem we na gift worry mensa eni njonti odi afa na lawyer for so e mo mo de enka na kwa court of appeal say na ye na otimwafo na eti no omani enjem na ansa na court of appeal go ebetie na asem no omo asan ba court ene abese otimwafo odi so say ebe ya asem ye na airport e wa ka high court ase otimwafo no fan konkonko to see court of appeal ebesi dina ye e wo na asem a omo de court of appeal ni ne lawyer ni eye Gary ni makomafo e ka che court le say Ghana ha ye mra no ne fa ye article 19(2)c e ka say ye de code go bi a to see court e di na asem ewie na court e ti dina ye say ni kan odi for only for enti sa me ya otimwafo no e ka se onfa na dance ko engu nkata aso atase mi ye mfa ndu be ya ye nsha atem ko nso atotimwafo no e ye di atem ye nenim kan eno da nchen a osan ese court ne se Ghana ma che se ye di obi asema ye ma pepe yo enye edwuma enti le be ya otimwafo no enti o ma asem na atem ye no otimwafo no fa nkonkongo the court of appeal ti na ye wo ma asem no ho a na otimwafo no ento aso endi na sem no ewo eye aka high court ase na kwadubofo dufie prempe eso ka che court ne say jinaye na court ni si ese eye oware mensa mfa na dance fo engu kata aso no fam report no kwanso ani eno ne beboa se na ebe ya asem nie no ni die no ebe koso pepepe eno da nchen a eye oware mensa na lawyer for no nhye dan kan asem bia ejiri si bia na se eye sonku bia nti a eno nti no e wo se asem bia na e koso wo eye court kase ni court no e de konkon wo ko ti se court of appeal e be si ni na ye otimwafo Audrey Kokuvi eti omu nyina na ni na ye oti ye ne se na me ya adoma 23rd March omu nyina nsambra na nyo wo ka efa na ye na omu pese oti efa nka to omu de abetu court na ni nte court no fa asem ni konkon wo nya lawyer for can stay of proceedings obesi hu na ye 23rd March
busiana cha say no gifty or worry eye Justice Kokuvi Audrey awoti asem ne so ni twemu say no de obeye ne say asem no watu akwakɔhye eye busumi a yewo mu ye March busumi ni de to so eduonu miensa me 23rd March and wo be sign atena asem no so na afei wo hu ba bi asem no mbeka akosie so wo mo age atomu say asem no they will suspend it till eye court of appeal ebeba be kasa edi afa eye wo mo injunction no I mean wo mo case o makọ file no wo honom no ana so say wo mo ebetoa asem no eso ente say de mami gift your worry na asem no be bia akeka akwakodro no be che say from the way Justice Audrey Kokuvi eni abre a wo say asem no na odi akire finchim ne de there is no way gift your worry mensa ebetimi I escape prison sentence and I say jail ama no ayeye esan say from the look of Tomun say asem way there konanim pa konanim ankasa kasa do say lawyer ne makon mafo wo ye mame Audrey and as sorry mame gifting the lawyers no mo so ye de ombetimi aye bia say ebeboa ama asem no sebe ontimi enkodamu sa keke because omu chema she has witnesses and all that omu ebejema man to prove her innocence about God do aye dia bono no na no na be for witnesses din omu address bra omu so chemu say ye hwe emra ni mu a ye hwe constitution ni mu a na chese enyandru ba bi kra wo say yenya file witnesses and addresses asem ne ye kan kodu ba bi ansa ya frese adansidie for wen for mu begina adaka mu no mu medi o madanse but say pa de muntimi enka se onfa adansidie for mu din ene wo mu bia ye wo mu tete no emra eno na mo say mami Audrey Kokuvi so onji ntum de mo de kwa akodan appeal court so onhwe mu say saa ena proceedings and answer emrama ho emma ho kwan se yenye na nti anumu aye no na sa brede e dey back and forth bebre aba ewo gifty or Wari Mensa former deputy National Service Authority director akwakofa sa enzem wenyina aba. A lot of Ghanaians are praising the fact that case no ekonanim and lots of efforts are being put in place by the state to make sure that this woman is duly sentenced to serve about their esinu enina. And they say pa there council wa omo edi ensem no chi no omo twen se 23rd se nyame ya adom na omo ekopie mu ewo court ensem a Justice Audrey Kokuvi te ebeka no na afe ye ho ba bi asem no ye be kwakodro ene ne ho epomasebre ebuzia it's quite interesting where this issue is getting to ye de akire pa ye hwe ba bi ansem no ebeko akwakodro 23rd there is right at the corner on be kwakopie mu na ye hu the outcome from Justice Audrey Kokuvi de ho update ebebremu now ye free NSS scandal in some way so there sabe ya mene wo kasei ukopie mu wo tema bon industrial area tema hosida arrest bi akoso na we de enye Nigeria for we Chinese for ane China for ene Ghana for mienu a eka ho na ya chi wo mu na chi a ya chi omo no abusia ECG cables sebe ye de connect enyinam kanea ne ade ema yen wo kodue mu hanom sei ene wo mo de wo makofsesa etwitwa na chese so omo ko export akọ man foforo so mo ko ye den you odwa on ti ase nti which screens ne so also please arrest 8 Chinese 2 Ghanaians in ECG cable theft operation. Entinanse wo obeti ani say ECG cables bi ayera am ye hwe cables na ebuja cables na ye ka no enye cables nkitinkiti cables dosu ye pa na chese obeti ani say cables na ye den ayera am ye hwe cables na ye hu sana apparently Chinese for wo ye adwuma wo Centio company ebuja Centio company omo subsidiaries ye was Centio oil refinery e Ghana ha ye was Centio ceramic manufacturers ye was Centio steel and Centio company no e mo nkofo baako ayesu ebi nsusu se Centio steel for na sebe Ghana police for impenim for ene the energy ministry edidie mo na chese omunya type of copy mo o ebusi omo ko ya na so omo te wa mu twitwa you know cables no beka said de omanya nantwinam bia wo mu twitwa na che se wo mu twitwa ne nketenkete ba be boaboa no na wo mo de akọ eduhwa na che se wo mo de omani abre na de ya ne se Chinese fo ye omo Central Company no wo mo mpanimfo nyese bia workers production workers they are holding managerial positions ewo ye ka de say Central Company wono ma Ghana for mienu nso ye den eka na Ghana for mienu na wo mo eka wo no abusia it will shock you to know say baako ye bema na baako ye oba baako samo ekpe na oba no Prez Mahama wo mo na che say wo mo eka Nigeria for 80 ho a sebe wo mo ye nipa bonefo sema etise na enrada around 3:30 enwumre no mu honom na Ministry of Foreign Affairs Ministry of Energy ene CID Ghana Criminal Investigation Department wo mo edi sa dwumedie nsa operation ya ma mo nsa ekokoso omumuti se brede wo mo etwere apolisefo akokumu a wo mo hye wo mo ebeye nhwehwemu de afa asem no ehu isanse ye started say cables eyira okrodue mu hanum say anya asem keto Ghana for chese se de bia ya ka se yesi suro de oben na abo bi beka wo a no fi wuntumam China fo yi ye Ghana fo mienu den eka wo na se ya hu nkrofo nso eka ho bie na wo mo edi Ghana fo awu a enti sa brede a police fo na ebo adwuma wo munye nhwehwemu na afei bia bia mra ne da no ye de ato ho de ama wo mo pepepepepe na wo mo akwa serve ya mo serve na ye koye ni mesanse se no kamia so wo mo a wo mo fi om krom eba Ghana ha no wo mo kredi bone chen yen Ghana for na yete a but with the help of some Ghanaians no na ebinom eka social media no eso meanwhile ye kopie mu UK Chatham House eyade Ghana ye Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa wone Nigeria for nso Foreign Affairs Minister wo mo akwakopie mu podcast ne so abusuan komo twetwe wo mo twetwe ne nyina no efa the security strategies and measures Ghana yetimi die gu akwamu asebe terrorist attack anyhow you could see how na Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa kasa with full chest boldness confidence abusuan ebi kra chema we brag chasa na he was saying it into the eyes of the Nigerian foreign minister say ebeya nkamumbe hyen free Ghana for ho said no how we do things no we don't really take sides any idea and he has highlighted on enema bakumienu bi Ghana for aboaye amasabre yetimi the palm terrorists edi free Ghana krodwe mu hanum say ye beje bre na ya jinsem ni mu nchemu de efree era Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa eho abusia ba ye beto ankomo no so edi amam.
She is saying that she noticed that the American surveillance drones were flown from Ghana to Nigeria in the lead up to the Christmas Day bombings, and she's saying, can you describe the security relationship between Ghana and the US? Is it changing, she asks?
Well, everybody knows that Ghana has a defense cooperation agreement with the US, approved by our parliament, and not only with the US, but with many other strategic partners, including the UK, a number of Gulf states. We do these things in our strategic national interest, and we are also careful to draw the lines. And so there's a red line. We do not accept military bases in our country. And I'm sure that what is happening in the Middle East now vindicates Ghana's position. We have historically prevented Western powers from establishing military bases in our country. And I believe that those who initially were not sure why Ghana was very stern about this position now appreciate that. Having said that, we also take the view that any cooperation, any intervention must be on a case-by-case basis, and there has to be express approval. So the recent attacks in Nigeria, the Nigerians will confirm to you that they invited the Americans, and they also reached out to Ghana to collaborate.
The Nigerians?
Yes, both the Nigerians and the Americans. So that's how we are playing this out. Sovereignty has to be respected. Territorial integrity has to be respected. You must be invited. And we must all agree on the scope of the intervention, because we do not want this to lead to another Venezuelan situation or some other, geopolitical matter, because sovereignty is important, territorial integrity is important. We must know exactly what the scope is, what you are coming to do, the nature of the intervention. It's very, very important. I mean, our citizens would not forgive us, and legitimately so, if we just, take away their sovereignty and allow external elements to just come in and do whatever they want. I also have to make the point about trust, good governance. It's critical. And on a lighter note, I was expecting that as Nigeria was enumerating all the strategies, they will have added that a key strategy will be learning from Ghana how we have successfully kept the terrorists out and have never had any terrorist attack in Nigeria. I think that in Ghana, pardon me, in Ghana. In Ghana.
Freudian slip.
So that shows how he wishes this Ghana situation was Nigeria's situation. But you'll have it. You'll get to Ghana's level. But on a more serious note, I think that what Ghana has done very well is that the state is represented. There is no district in our country where you don't feel the presence of the state. There's a police station in every community. You have amenities, utilities. You have the local government structure. You have the DISECs, the district security councils. So you feel there is no part of Ghana like the Liptarko Goroma area, which has become the haven for these terrorists, where you don't find the presence of the state. It's like, a no man's area. And that's where the terrorists then, thrive. So we also should be learning from each other, countries that are getting it right, the right interventions. And we should not downplay the issue of corruption, of mismanagement, failed leadership. That is what is, leading to weak states, weak responses, and then even coup d'etats, because then the people lose confidence in democracy, which should not be the case. As President Mahama has been saying, he is determined to prove that democracy works. Democracy can produce jobs, democracy can produce security, democracy can create empowerment, and it can keep terrorists out of your country. If you make the right investments, if you utilize resources properly, in the interest of the people and your strategic national security imperatives. So I think that discussion also ought to be had. And that's why I keep saying that this is multifaceted, it's hydra-headed, it's not just a quick fix, one framing, and then you get the results. It will not work that way.
Thank you, Minister. Now, there's a question here in the second row, and then I was going to go to the back.
Yeah, that is the Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa and Ayuhunu Ewo Chatham House podcast so and near Brachabi watch it Munia dear said the Ghana ayere ho ayede enso so niam bi so ewo Ghana krodwem ha military base ne camp base ne ye ntumu mpo na chese asemma mo de aba be ka ho no wa be ka say we had a hand in it and all that. So according to Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa ne de Ghana, we are very strategic when it comes to security any idea and ebeboa say ye nuanom Nigeria fo they would also start learning from us mumusa because womo ne de udru ho a ne buko haram ne hwan said woma je oman na boso asori for crowd asori dem a yetimi bodra wo so de tuo ni ade into okire mu a terrorists going to me Emma Ghana because of some of these things. But then the response coming from some Ghanaians nature say asem apapa yike o ya kwotwetwe asem de abre yo yeti e ba bi yenkwa nyenim se terrorist maha na said den ani abre a wo kan with so much confidence no I will see yes apple and we know this a year podcast. It's not a small podcast. It's being followed by a whole lot of people. Na ni nyina mutu a wo kasa asem we o she terrorists for ne ebufu ana wo yo mo rough and said because we want our peace of mind and our sanity. Then from those that are following what was happening and what the foreign affairs minister na all kanu na che say omani enye ensem no ehu is good to sell Ghana positively but eto da bia no ahwe ba bia wo no na wahu de obeden obekan cause e bi chire mu a ya yehu de amai because enkonwa no mo ka mo enka ho asem ne say how can West Africa strengthen its collective security against violent extremism what yes inti kwan ben so na West Africa ye betimi aka ye ho abomu ama ho bambo ho nsem ayeden aye ejina brane sebe foreigners ene amanfo bi emfi aman foforo so embambe tete yembe hunehuna ye ni ade na kobobo Venezuela ni ade be frefre mu a do you want us to be safe or you don't want us to be safe? That's the question people are saying. Baby so ka say ye monsem emma the foreign affairs minister because he has spoken positively about the country was selling Ghana very well to the extent say sebe wama Nigeria for kra ehun almost baby or more saying you want security wise and you want pen cranny baby but to the be na wait break kakra. So this is the conversation akoso a year Chatham podcast with UK foreign affairs minister wono so eden in den etu jais Nigeria nim kra no wakasa but one shade ntimi improve say security wise no they are okay and the fact that they sometimes call for the US and other countries to assist them when it comes to this terrorist attack Nigeria. Now in other issues Sabre amene wo ekasa President John Dramani Mahama wakane ho de more den pa de more tight abusuanya sem ketwa efibra mampani yes sway in no was set down a whole lot of rules and regulations at the ama ni appointees are when you mo adwuma because we per se no credit adwuma wo man we emu now so no come here say some of the state owned agencies directors are mod down no and then we sorry I will to kwan I'm traveling for conference, I'm traveling for retreat, I'm traveling for a meeting, I'm traveling for just say studies traveling no also and to think that all this traveling are going into the expense of Ghana no and amampeni say chano pano esi heya it which screens this was President Mahama banned board members of state-owned enterprises from traveling for training, studies, retreats and conferences. It mampeni Mahama what the tabo at board members for so our modida state-owned agencies now no say nyuma nyuman tinkete kakra agency ne nso abato de be fa say ministries ne soso ntino nkete kakra no wo ho no mo no mpanimfo a mo ka board members ne wa da bi omutu kwan say twanopa no yetwa so nyade ye be ma na ba mu biem esi hwa now there have been reasons to the entire mampani John Dramani Mahama what sa policy na say initiative no aba beto mountain. So now there is a press release aba with regards to this particular issue ibusiam ye de beto screens no so adom musuko ede amal. So as you can see on the screen this is the press release, yes, and it's coming from the office of the president itself. Enti ebeduemu na yahwe ensem ni mu ede amal say international travel by boards of state-owned enterprises and public institutions. It has come to the attention of the president that some boards of state-owned enterprises and other public institutions have increasingly undertaking international travel for training programs, retreats, conferences, and study tours. And the mampani what to as one just wash pa. Well, when they say board for na omodeda state owned enterprises na no dwumaku a ya aban dia no omodeda no any other public institutions and nyina ye aban adwuma no say kwai mfa so tu kwan no arise ekosoro ane che say enne na we tu kwan okọ training okọ retreat okọ conference okosua de ene ade mampani si wa hu ni nyina. While government recognizes the importance of continuous learning, exposure to international best practices and strengthening of corporate governance within public institutions, the frequency and cost of such international travel, often involving multiple board members and extended itineraries, have raised serious concerns regarding the prudent management of public resources. Into a trema ewu hia say yebekwa kosua de na yede abeboa wo man no ewu hia say yebehu nie mafoforo ebeboa na yenso yebetimi di egu akwamu a ebema yen tutu ye fa yedwuma ye ede ama wo man no ebekoyie nanso ade bakwa wo say ehu ne say ni ekwa ni bebrebe no na eka no enso eyeden ema ne muso eyesa na ekutia eye aban no ni sikasem ehu. Or say in several instances, such travels has resulted in significant expenditure on airfares, accommodation, paradigms, and associated logistics, placing avoidable pressure on the public purse at a time when government is implementing firm measures to ensure fiscal discipline, efficient public financial management, and the responsible utilization of national resources. Into muchema sabreya mampeni the second coming nyina say he's coming to protect the public purse. One ma area be overspending ya there and anu ya ampo independence day ya edi ya nya ne kese kuma bi sanse empese e bese sika because he sika dia ya de no in as much say adesua ho ye no e wo se kan hu ni so wo mo kwa plane ticket ka ba bi o mo beda ka eniema nkitinkiti bi ka ho no ade edidi ko aban no ne sika semu esa na ha adwene o say in view of the foregoing, His Excellency the President has directed that the practice whereby boards of state-owned enterprises and other public institutions undertake international travel for training, retreats, conferences, and similar activities at the expense of the state should cease with immediate effect. Inti se wu tu kwan now we a board member and now you penny bia oda any aban edwuma bia no na wu tu kwan na ye say akwentuo na wutu no eka no ene ade e fa ho no sebe aban na e ba befa na sika no omotua de ama ode atwabo aban ne ejai saden so what person will call on your own account there near fine but say you are expecting the government to cater for your airfare, your accommodation on the say adwuma dey esi with immediate effect in there aberi you see accordingly all ministers responsible for supervising state-owned enterprises and other public institutions are directed to ensure the following. In state-owned enterprises, ministries ahodo na se no ye kire mu asoafo a wo modeda sa asoye ni nyina anono se say de mampani pese mu ye enie Board of SOEs and public institutions shall not undertake international travel for training, retreats, conferences, or study tours funded directly or indirectly from public resources. Enti say o board member biba no so tu kwanya fine or the onwani sika na kwa as a minister and as oswafo a wo hwe sa asoye no so sa organization is ehye wa hwe na se no obetimi akọ provided say enye Ghana yesika e na wo de man ne se onye den onfanko where a board considers that an international engagement is absolutely necessary and cannot reasonably be undertaken locally or through virtual means, a formal request must be submitted through the sector ministry to the Chief of Staff at the Office of the President for the express approval of His Excellency the President before any commitment or arrangements are made. Enti yese we oswafo na se ade no organization ne ehye wa so ye na se ne nipa no hwa akwantu no okọ ne hunya pa se wo so okọ ye ne hwenye yi a e wo se wo de krata wo oswafo no de krata ekoma the Chief of Staff yewura Julius Debra e fa ne office na ekoma mpani ho mama mpani ede nensa esi so se gban eji tumu ansa na mo betimi kra ye nhihye bi de afa ho a moaye ama nipa na yeden akọ say any request for such exceptional approval must be accompanied by a detailed justification outlining 1. the purpose and expected outcome of the travel, 2. the strategic relevance of the engagement to the mandate of the institution, 3. the number of participants proposed, 4. the estimated total cost and why the objectives cannot be achieved through local or virtual arrangement. Into show screens, I said they were canon. Say more the bands so among them say mu chire mu into details. The entire nipa ne echo or kwa mfaso de ebeba emfaso no so de betimi a benefit institution no wo mu no. And 3 enipa dodo o mo beko. Ocean so a ekasen anase sikasen ene ye de kan wa nipa na akọ ansa na emu beko amako e na afekra lastly no adenti e na chese nipa na kwentu a wotu no ye no virtual me kire online ya enye yie enti na chese utimu say asem no aye critical the toso and I or say ministers and their affiliated institutions are strongly encouraged to prioritize local training programs, in-country retreats, and partnerships with reputable local institutions, universities, professional bodies, and training institutes as cost-effective alternative for capacity development. Inti sebia mo pese mo yen kyerɛkyerɛ edema edwumayefo no se de be ya mo nso no mo nimdeɛ bɛkɔsoro na aboa asoɛyɛ na mo nka hunu se Ghana ha ye university esuapon akɛse ahodo wɔ ha ye wɔ other bodies a mo nso no eba no training ni ade omo so omo bom homodin wo ho. Let's look at that. Na ni nyina mboa na sebe eka kɛse e bɛde dada o man so yetimi twa so ema ni free o. Lastly, you see where specialized training is required, institutions should also explore virtual platforms, technical exchanges, and short-term expert engagement within Ghana rather than resorting to international travel involving full board delegations. Into muchema, so mushe na ehube hia se entitiye bi bekoso a enye de bia na monkoa mosole a mote dase abra na mama mokro aso mpese mutu kwan da bi eto da bia monhwehwe other alternatives like doing virtual training e bia short term bi moye wo Ghana ha enye de bia na mo de mo bepeja mumu ayede akọ man foforo emu now ye basis our ministers are further requested to ensure that boards focus the activities primarily on their statutory oversight and government responsibilities, and that any training or capacity building initiatives are carefully assessed for value, necessity, and cost effectiveness. Enti jumedie biya mudino munyingana ne kra no. This directive forms part of government's broader effort to strengthen expenditure controls, reduce non-essential public spending, and redirect scarce national resources towards priority programs, infrastructure development, and social interventions that directly benefits the Ghanaian people. International say no, the entire mampeni esi sajina ye we kombe faswa. Wamu ebetimi abo eye Ghana yesi kasem ho ban na yen spending money anyhow any day na sabe o man no enkwa hie mu na Ghana fo nso behu se yesika no ye de ye ni emapa e de ama wo mo se honorable ministers are kindly requested to bring this directive to the immediate attention of all boards, chief executive officers, and the management teams of state-owned enterprises and public institutions under their supervision, and to ensure strict compliance. In the Munkonko Manie, no mum humodin so say and she no bede or more ebedi. So the cooperation of all ministers in enforcing this directive is highly appreciated. Please accept the assurance of the highest consideration of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic, signed by Callistus Mahama, Secretary to the President. In the hall, and on same way, eba. Ebusia, not to say, dear, Ubehuane say a day camera, yes, I am in this country trying to lobby for my people in my constituency. In Nabe, they say, won't to mean far by Sika and to Saquino and Quashiscano, Engu, Upeso to Quaya, and your Fawasika yeding. Eko ninyele muno interior minister Yera Mohammed Mubarak Muntaka wono nso ababe kasa afa acquisition of you kind of saying citizenship e wo krodwe mu hanum say because the last time I had the updates e concerning people that are they are in the diaspora yeah no mo pese say no mo be ye citizens of Ghana obi wa ni chief Ghana ne a trace ya na wa be hunu na complaints bi ba ne adade muntaka aba be kasa e de afa ho a ebusia be gibre na yetie ne nsema wode etudwa.
Our partner institutions, the government of Ghana remains committed to ensuring that the process of acquiring citizenship is not only transparent, but credible and consistent with the laws of our country. Under the leadership of His Excellency, the President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, government institutions continue to strengthen policies that facilitate meaningful engagement between Ghana and its global partners, including members of the diaspora. The conferment of citizenship, therefore, reflects both Ghana's legal framework and our commitment to inclusive national development. It grants our new citizens the rights and protection guaranteed under the laws of Ghana, while also entrusting them with responsibilities that accompany citizenship. As the Minister for the Interior responsible for citizenship administration, through the Minister of the Interior, I wish to emphasize that the government of Ghana considers diaspora as the 17th region of Ghana and the 6th region of Africa. Thank you, international engagement. Your expertise, investment, innovation, and cultural connections represent valuable resources that can contribute to Ghana's continued progress. Honorable guests, distinguished members of the diaspora community, ladies and gentlemen, today's ceremony.
Abusia Minister for Interior Honorable Muntaka Mohammed Mubarak and Ekuti in Nsema wode etuja na chese wotrema at this point no ebano a citizenship acquisition as I say no mama na very flexible and clear to everybody you just have to pass through the process and then get it done. They say nya de bia ye twenetare na ye ne finchim debi and yes sir enetie enti nsema wode etuja no na ye call ekutie na say with time no all the people in the diaspora wo mo epese wo mutimi enya wo citizenship and I say wo mutimi be citizens of Ghana no they just have to follow due process and everything will go on as expected, clearly and flexible for everybody because womunyina eka ho bi na eso ema itimi ema omai no ekonanim ewo eye setina yetimu no emu endi muntaka na yekote ni nsema wode etudwa ebusia they say there make sure say people would stop complaining about this whole visa acquisition process. I know muchim say no and it just I see in the camp of the NPP, the New Patriotic Party, and they say over the weekend, one of the MPs are with me Emma NDC 4th of time power could you Honorable Vincent Echo Asefwa, very nice gentleman or no any dash screens in the sun. A beach say no meaning pass a pay a single one come ye wow it's over the weekend and one ne girlfriend Dr. Caris our TikToker or more worry in a very colorful event and na enya sem keto on your screen so to me say a beach say ni nim so honorable to me a romantic say just say hey show them chiromo or chira levels and kasa enya sem keto honorable say okokot nyina I put it to you I'll put it to you nyina na che say we are romantic corner baby na I spark a whole lot of conversation and controversies on the internet a beach say hey enti girl she's so active on TikTok Dr. Caris very active a businesswoman and a doctor as such na into who date call and I went post ya my cry who say oh sana wone MP one but at the end of the day a lot of congratulatory messages are call the ama enya sem ketwa with very beautiful pictures any ade etwego ewo internet no esonese ade ndie fa ma yenka se efe ane now and somewhere a bobo by any day bebre. Now so many can say there've been other conversations popping up with this particular marriage ceremony. I mean can say there is a feminist that won so ababe kasa de afa eye we no eho. Enti no before e betie ensemo feminist no wodi abeto je Dr. Zita no there is a video of the ceremony. Yen hwemra ye ba ye beto aso. So that was a year visit echo and in a busian for a brown echo PMU ewo carries a busian fiano mo koja warrior no just a quick snippet and ye share a buy and now Dr. Zita our she's a UK Canadian based doctor. She's a feminist. Wabekasa about this particular marriage echo any Dr. Karis and ansema work it's quite interesting. Yenko na yenkuti nsema wodi tujai by betwaso.
Been tagged on several posts related to the recent traditional marriage ceremony of Ghanaian Dr. Charis and her husband, who is a member of parliament. I am not sure what her medical specialty is, but she's a doctor, she is an entrepreneur, and she's also a social media content creator. And I am posting this video because, again, I have been vindicated. When I said that education predisposes a woman to a higher caliber of men. Some of you on Ghana TikTok, you insulted me, you defamed me, you abused me for months, and for some of you, even years since the year 2024. But again, I have been proven right that education really does predispose a woman to a higher caliber of men. A few days ago, I stitched a video by Hood Panelist, who is a young podcast bro in Ghana, and he was advising men to stop focusing on ass and boobs and to focus on a woman who is highly educated. And so in his post, he said that he prefers a woman with a doctorate or an MBA, a woman with her own car, and a woman with her own home. And I stitched the video saying that he's likely not to get his spec because women who are highly educated, women with doctorates, often date and marry men who have the economic capital, the social capital, and the cultural capital. Cultural capital refers to education. So even if the man does not have the cultural capital, which is commensurate education, and the woman is more educated, if he is coming in with social capital and economic capital, then he has a chance of dating a woman with a doctorate degree. So in this case, I do not know the educational qualification of Dr. Charis's husband, but if he does not have commensurate education, which is a doctorate, he is still coming in with the social capital, which is his political position and his political connections, and he's also coming in with the economic capital. Women with doctorates or even higher education like a master's will not date and marry podcast bros, especially podcast bros with a red pill content talking about, oh, we don't care about your PhD, we don't care about your money, you must have nyash. A woman is defined by her body count. A highly educated woman will never date or even marry men with that mentality. But when I said it, oh, Dr. Zita, you are starting again. You are disrespecting and insulting the podcast bros. I did not disrespect them. I told them the truth. It was some of those boys on that podcast. They were the ones who were insulting me that I am an old woman. I do not have the looks. I do not have the standard. Therefore, if I did not have a PhD, I will attract deadbeats and men of a lower status. But when I stitched that video, some of you did not hear that part. Last year, when Ghana's government was vetting for ministers, again, the wives of the ministers were highly educated women. So when I said that education predisposes women to a higher caliber of men, I was right. And that is the reason why I will not forgive the people who insulted me, who cyberbullied me, who defamed me for months on Ghana TikTok because I did not say anything wrong. A woman's education will predispose her to higher caliber of men, and that is a fact. Also, the husband of Dr. Charis would be respected and accorded some level of social status because he is married to a woman who is a doctor. Men who are intelligent with a higher social status don't care about nyash. Oh, she does not have a big nyash. They often focus on a woman's intelligence and her academic credentials. And if that woman is equally beautiful like Dr. Charis, then that is an additional benefit for the man. Like my Ghanaian sister Samira said, we owe Dr. Z an apology. Education predisposes women to a higher caliber of men. Quote me anywhere. My name is Dr. Zita. I am a sociologist. Once again, I have been vindicated. If you're not following, guess what? Hit the follow button.
Yeah, that is Dr. Zita. She's a feminist. Wakasa Bibri about the recent trend of marriage. Because they say men na abano and yet 20 no 4 year your capabilities, your achievement as a woman, and emotion which you say, we share visit and Dr. Charis no more worry ni dia na say it's depicting what she has been saying all this while, because the lady knows she's a very hard-working lady and ufolo no but said nema wo ye casa wo tonya de small cars, and she's a doctor by profession. We share yera echo so na say onu so ni portfolio mu du kakra obon homodin say ne de it's a whole lot to get married in this century, and no, and a Dr. Zita can asem. Now, there've been a lot of videos that are trending with the marriage I call so over the weekend. It was a private wedding, but I guess in Ghana you can't hold a public role and still have something private. Cry say no kim kra atene na I fry say in private. Young court name question this year a wife for us.
So and me bush na form wa ha Miss Ramo munchini na
That is a quick video I share from the marriage ceremony of Honorable Vincent Eko Asefwa and Dr. Charis over the weekend. Now, after the marriage, Dr. Charis about Bontin Abe making the first statement on the marriage. I would say, Nira Hopa, I will near maybe home. I will be a worry Nancy, I read to me who's saying Emani. I'm sure we are all eager to know what she's talking about. In Kutinibra.
My sister. Video anyhow, but if it's only in Ghana that you watch your own marriage on TikTok. I'm going from blogger to blogger looking for my videos to watch. Hey, my mom to work at Carding. I didn't quite my worry. I didn't. I did me in a private. Me in a private. I'm private. I'm private. Eh?
Abusiana say aware na private ade anke ye no kokua mu aye mpese nkofo be hunu all of a sudden baby abefa bia ade no enenam na say empanifo akotai ekoachi no na ye hu screens no so no afenyoma kinjina mu we poku prempe na po enso ka ho bie and say utimu say it was a very beautiful ceremony and a course so over the weekend, it has got a lot of people talking about the marriage. Be just say, hey, into all this one, I know ya news and upon so worry. We don't so walk standing for how do you call it? Running mate to Dr. Mahmoud Baumia news or worry. Bisa say, is there anything in the corner, anything in the pipeline for a call? As if ama onunso akwa worry na ninina yijai emamre emre. And that is it about Yera Vicent Eko. They say no, he's a legally wedded man. Uhuna no etwem ukotale ho a ye otale ho kwa cause ne yere no ewo ho. Yemfri nsem we so na yemfen wie dia me ne wo kasai abusia utimi say ne nipa bo ne fosem a ekoso ewo Ghana hanum say no so no na Ghana police for nso areata so say wona ase wo ye hwan ye be chew na emra no etimi enu wadi ne nwenwenwenwenwenwen enti sabre de enipa 5 ye cha 5 suspects have been arrested for allegedly manufacturing and distributing fake DV plates ani enti che say wo hwe DV plates ye twegu screen si so a enipa num bi akobo omo wadwa na omo ankasa hye omo ho ene omo print bie na omo de man krofo ena krofo de tade omo ka so a emfi DVL na de nam so e ma ye che omo no e di ni nyina ebeba nti on your screens o say 5 arrested for forging DV plates nti na che say omo ano mapa omo ho asem ye say asem wo hoi empe nipa ene pe ne ho asem nti omo ankasa ahye omo ho kutupa na omo akwa forge eye DV plate no omo tonton de man krofo na krofo nso ayire omo ho de tale omo ka so no omo de nam krom na dwumedie we DVLA ejumekuo no ene National Security Authority ena omo ekoye sa operation a womo edechi enipa enum we a womo de omo se omo mpe asumdwe no yache womo sabre now DVLA press release ababeto monten so echeche mu efa ensem no de koba ye nyina into on your screens no or say National Security arrest 5 persons connected with fake DV plate manufacturing and distribution. The driver and vehicle licensing authority in the joint operation with National Security arrested 5 suspects believed to be involved in the manufacturing and distribution of fake DV plates across the country. In the Chiremo, DVLA for ena womuni National Security akabo mu a womakoche enipa num bia womo de omo adwuma omo ya na se DV plate no omo atimi print bi ena omo cheche omo de mankrofo Ghana emiamia hodo ena omo de ko. Was the 5 suspects were picked up at La Paz, Naman, Takwa and Kumasi. Enti nipa num we no yeche ebinum wo La Paz, yeche ebinum wo Naman, yeche ebinum wo Takwa ena yeche ebinum wo Kumasi. Have been arraigned before court and are currently on remand and are due to reappear before court on March 17, 2026. 2 additional suspects identified in the intelligence chain remain at large. Into muchema yechi omo no ade a ye de omo akogina court asabre de ya remand omo eye busumi ye mu ni de toso du enson 17th wo mo be san akwakopie mu wo court na mienu eka ho ne de ade omo de omo ho akanwura mu so den ehwehwe wo mo. Or see many of the fake DV plates released and distributed by the cartel are issued together with fake motor insurance document, creating the impression of authenticity of the plate. Inti echirema DV plate na womo omo cheche no womo the fake motor insurance, just a motor insurance no so ye fake and womo de ka ho no womo de print say de be ya unipa no be gie di say oh na ma plate ne de crojin if you DVL for ho na eden eba. Also the authority wishes to caution the general public on the infiltration of fake DV plates in the system. Into mu gina sa akwanya we so ama ye nyina ya te ho ase say DV plate ni bi ono ma fake, it is fake enye genuine enti unya bia na watimi ahwehwemu yi ansa na dache akwakopa asem e de abrel. The authority further wishes to state that those required to be issued with DV plates as outlined under Regulation 23 of the Road Traffic Regulation 2012 LI 2180 have adequately been supplied with DV plates on application to the authority. Into a chema womo a esese womo ahyen no ye de DV ebo ho no wo hwe emrane mu a ade a womo ede nkrata na application ne ekoma authority no DVLA no mo nso ato mo bo aye no mo de ayeden e de ama wo mo. Also the general public is also cautioned that Sub-Regulation 11 of Regulation 23 of LI 2180 prohibits and criminalizes the forging and using of forged DV plates, as well as driving a motor vehicle which displays a forged or duplicate copy of a plate. Into mutrema emrane eche say ma ho kwan se obetimi ankasa wa watena ho no na wakeka utia bom no fake DV plate na odenam e na afen so no enye DV kra normal number plate e de bobo ka ho no untimi nkobo ho emfa nkota enkotare o ka ye chiwa waso be hye wo krodwe mu hanum say you can literally be in trouble for driving with a fake DV plate or a fake number plate or a photo or a copy of or an already existing number plate or what than out there. What said that kutwa number ne pepe na unso de akotale wo kan ho ye chiwa waso be hye. Also, the authority informs the public that the qualification for the use of DV plate is spelled out clearly under Regulation 23 of LI 2180, and individuals who contravene the provisions are in clear breach of the law. Thank you. Into Usha or say ye we nipa binuma emrane ma omo ho kwan say omo betimi edi DV plate atare omo ka ho. Enti se won kasa ankofo ne ho na musuo yew na oyefo yew na wa akopen ho asem edi DV betare o ka ne ho onam ne eso mu se twitwe a ne ka hu se waso be hye asotwen bi e wo honom no na omo ede ebe ma enti sa be de enipa 5 we mu a omo kasa ayere wo mo ho a omo bo sa bra no omo nka hu no se ni ya che omo de omo ho aka nra no so one way or the other no yegusu aye den ye hwehwe omo enti sa be Ghana Force said this is a very good initiative omo ya de papa it's an said DVLA for some time now according to some people no omo dwumadie bi a omo di wokrodue mu hanum say I said they are having the name by title DVLA but as to adwuma potin a omo ye wokrom hanum we can't even tell apart from issuance in amount for a traffic plate and the modern nam any idea. So if this is how it's going to be, there's going to be law enforcement on these drivers and on these people and they na chese idea ebeboa ama yehu some kind of sanity Ghana krodwemu because already no Ghana police the omo bomb ho modene pa say wo mo chiw na otwi DV they would question you any idea ombetototo ano e de afa DV na wutwi no ho ne ade enti ase eno na ye eboa ema omutimi hu say we dey ni fake we dey ni genuine any ade. So there's been a whole lot of comments ebi che say DV ne kra ne bo ne ade no so issue to munhwe no munye bibi nye den emfa most people have spoken highly about can I say the DVLA of Ejumeko nankasa about their works awo mo ewo Ghana krodwemu a enti se say de busia asemo we empenipa nipa ne peni mo asem don't go and find trouble for yourself by going to use a fake number plate obi also out to me say very innocent onimpo se plate now omode amano no fake etini eche say before obeji plate biano upe plate you know the appropriate headquarters to go and get it. Go straight to the DVLA and get it and confer use license men phobia ne agent phobia ne ade na akondi amount fake ne echewa it will look like you deliberately went for it so ye bekomu no na enye sa enetie and the DVLA authority and I say driver licensing fencing authority for no and wo mo chemu say at this point obi ama na ninda wo sa agbo and let's all be vigilant and make sure we don't fall prey to what is happening because a lot of fake plates are being circulated in the system into junhu free. The best way is to go to DVLA yourself and get it. No bend, no curve. Abusia and some no and no. And the yemfa munsi ha na yenda mwase ewo ensem we hu. But then said na ye di kan eka na man for aka ho ensem bebre about this whole plate issue and baby ekwa kwesi ane say just be vigilant about this number plate and it's not only about the DV plate including ordinary number plate because ordinarily no ebinum kra timi printe obi car plate that dey wo ho dada wo a number bo hu ni ade obekon utimi number plate pepepepe na ka mienu ene use na chese ba ko de eden fake. And right now no there, you have to tread cautiously by going directly to the offices to get your plates and other things related to your vehicles. E was say wunya edi free edvl phone ho no koho na koje. Don't go to agents and all that. Ebiso say as information no ensure that insisi, so they would have wished that the people involved no mudin ebeba beton bonten so ni ade. You know how it is. Aspake conversations akoye obiani ni 2 cents, obiani ni 2 cents on this issue. Some are really happy about the fact that the arrest has been enforced because ebimukra no yedi omusika ai yagini obi wa yagini sika ni asama ni fake. It's a mutimi chicheche omodia. Not to say at the end of the day, no, the Ghanaian man or the Ghanaian woman will be saved from all this perpetrators. Omo edada ankrofo no. Yenda mo say munya brede she ha Penax TV.